guys, we've got something very exciting to show you.
We started our own toy company.
And this is Liam's first toy. It's called the Lurk. It's getting released on Instagram today. But before we get into that, let's show you what we've been up to. Howdy, Nerderinos. Some of you are just watching this to find out details on how to purchase it, so let me tell you quickly. It's called the Lurk. You can purchase it through Liam's Instagram, Station City Toys. It's pink and green and wonderful, but let's get into the hows and whys of why we made our own toy company and our own toy. So it's no surprise to anyone that Liam and I love toys. You can see it from our house, from our Instagrams, from everything around us. We love toys. I've been collecting toys since I was a little kid, and I used to go to the market with my dad and buy everyone's secondhand 80s plush toys. Liam's been doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's been one of our constants through our entire relationship is our love of toys. It's one of the things that originally brought us together all those years ago. But we got to a point one day that we woke up and we were just like, hey, why don't we make our own toys? But how do you make your own toys? And so that's when Station City was born.
This is Station City Toys, our logo designed by our friend Kane. Liam, why did you choose a spooky ghost man?
So Station City is, if you're in the Melbourne CBD, or if you're in any CBD, you see all the trains and the trams will always have that logo, Station City, because that's where all the trams and trains converge. And so I felt like every time I went out, Station City was how I got home. And so it was like this way of, it was always comforting, and just the name Station City made me go, this is how I get home. And so it meant something to me. It's probably strange to you, but it meant something to me. And so Station City Toys was born, and yeah, our friend Kane designed this image for us, and it took us a while to get here. And so we'll jump back a bit, and I'm going to show you how we got to this point.
So how did we get into this mess we call making custom toys? Well, Liam came home a few years ago, in fact 5 years ago now.
5 years ago, it's
and
gone
said,
back.
I want to make toys, I'm going to learn how to sculpt. And I was like, okay. And he comes up with this crusty looking clay, makes your first toy, which was what?
It was this little dude with a Molotov cocktail, and then remember we spray painted it yellow and it got all sticky?
It got all sticky. But to make this toy originally, right, you have to bake the clay in the oven. So it's very limited. It cracks, it breaks, but he could still get the sculpting done. And that's when he kind of started to develop his skills and see what things he likes to make.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I realized very quickly that I just loved the process of sculpting. And so it became second nature to me. And so from that, I discovered that the clay I was buying really wasn't working, and so I jumped on to Super Sculpey, and with Super Sculpey I jumped up another level, and then I started entering the local toy scene.
And the local toy scene allowed him to sculpt onto other people's toys, because the difference in that clay is doesn't need to go in the oven.
Yeah, so
right?
This is an example of something that I made. So this is originally underneath, it's a Star Wars land speeder, and this was for This Is Not a Toy Scene toy show for the land speeder that happened in 2022. And so this actually was one of my first
big ones, yeah.
First big ones. I'd entered I entered the 5 Points Fest in New York, I entered the Beijing toy show, and so this was my first one in the local scene. So I made this one with my friend Kane, and we were so proud of it, and I couldn't believe how well it turned out. And so the feedback we got from this was just incredible, and to be honest, absolutely heartwarming. And it gave me the confidence to branch out on my own and go, you know what, I want to make my own toy from scratch. But how do you start that, and how do you develop something, and how do you sell something?
So that's where we're at now. Liam went from making things onto other people's toys into sculpting his own creations. And the key was to find which creation we were going to produce into a toy. So Liam and I really want to stress, this is not a giant ad. I mean, yes, we are showing you what we made and we are selling it, but this is more about showing you what we've been doing. This was our whole life for the past year or so, right? This is all we dreamed of. We cannot stress to you how much work this was, and how excited we are to share something that we made with you. This isn't merch. This isn't something that's going to make us money. This is a toy company that cost us thousands of dollars to create, and now we get to show you all the work, all the sculpting Liam did, all the competitions, all the learning to airbrush, the money, the hard pain, sweat, and tears that went into creating something that we can share with you. So the hard work was just beginning for Liam and I, and the first thing we needed to find out is how we make a custom toy, and that is to make a million sculpts of things you like and find out which one you can afford to produce. You see, we don't just take this and give it to you. We had to make a sculpt, send it overseas to a factory. They produce a plastic toy made from soft vinyl. It gets sent back after 6 months, and then Liam had to learn how to paint and create the toy from there. So that's where we're beginning. Which toy were we going to produce overseas?
So in August 2022, I sat down with the sole purpose to develop my own toy. And that's not as easy a task as you would think.
No.
It requires a lot of effort, a lot of just ignoring all social obligations and becoming a bit of a troglodyte. But after that, I found that I was able to develop sculpt after sculpt after sculpt and find something that worked. And then all these dudes were made. This guy is the Static Hermit. He was one of the first ones I ever decided to make. As you can see, he's a bit of a behemoth. And so, in true transparency, he would have cost a lot of money to make. And we weren't that confident starting off, and so we were like, okay, let's make it a little bit smaller. In the end, I found that a sculpt that really worked for us. It was one that was small, one that was compact, and one that had a lot of energy, and it kind of reflected everything we loved about toys. We wanted something gross, we wanted something cute, we just wanted something to brighten your day. And that's how the Lurk came in.
So off overseas the Lurk went, safely nestled in their little box. Will the clay make it there? And it did. We waited 6 months for this to come back to us, and we got glow-in-the-dark and clear versions. But now, the real work was starting, you see, because Liam knew how to sculpt, but you had no idea how to paint or use an airbrush at all.
Yeah, so I had to go back to the drawing board, and it was like starting a whole new skill from scratch. So I felt like I was when I first opened that bit of clay all those years ago. I had no idea what I was doing.
He really didn't. The first time he painted was just horrendous.
Yeah.
I was trying to be polite, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
And that's the good thing about having you in my life. You're so blunt. You'll tell me if something doesn't look quite
I only
right.
want the best from Liam, and the best is what we got. After months and months of trial and error and painting, Liam did it. He created the Lurk. And here he is. Isn't he precious with his little meat dog? Does the meat dog have a name?
No, it's just his meat dog.
It's just a meat dog.
It's just a collection of meat that he's gathered in the sewer and made into a little sentient creature.
That makes sense. So tell me about the Lurk, Liam.
Yeah, so the Lurk is a little sewer gremlin, as you can see, and he's kind of inspired by Renfield and Igor, those kind of characters that just like underlings. So he's a bit of an underling. And he's just out in the sewer walking his little meat dog with his like radioactive pouch on the back that's protruding through his cape. And he's just out for a nice little stroll. He's not out to harm anyone. He's just out for his nice little stroll.
Now, I must say I'm a bit biased in the colours, because as you can tell by my walls and my hair that I do love hot pink and lime green. So I was very glad when Liam chose to do the first colourway in, what did you call it?
The Toxic Glow.
The Toxic Glow. And why is it called the Toxic Glow?
Because the soft vinyl was actually created with a glow-in-the-dark.
So the whole toy kind of has a weird ominous glow
glow-in-the-dark
underneath.
pigment to it.
Yeah.
And so if you put him on your little shelf, he can like creep around at night. He can lurk around. And so he's out just to have a nice time just in the sewer. He's just he's the world's favourite sewer gremlin. He's just out for good times.
I could not be prouder. You know when Liam started this like 5 years ago, I was like, oh yeah, you're going to make a toy. And then he comes up with this, right? And presents me this after years of learning and planning all these new skills. And it looks so professional because it is so professional. I really couldn't be prouder than you.
No, thank you.
Like, it's amazing.
It was a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I know it. I witnessed it all. You disappeared
like I
for
said,
months.
learning to paint from scratch was a long ordeal, and figuring out how to put the chain in and everything was just, I don't know, it was a labour of love, to be honest. We enjoyed every little moment of figuring this little guy out.
And we're just so gosh darn proud, and now we get to share him with you.
So this is how you will receive the Lurk. And as you can see, he's in a nice poly bag.
And that was a whole process in itself. See, everyone thinks you're like, oh, you just put a piece of cardboard on it. Do you know how much effort it is to find the right size bag to fit each toy? The the doggos in a separate little baggie, the chains covered so everything's nice and safe for transporting. You think we just put it in a bag? That was weeks of work.
Yeah.
Weeks of work.
Even figuring out how to do the header card.
And who designed that header card, Liam?
So the header card is designed by my mate Ono Sam. You can find him on Instagram. He did an incredible job of the Lurk. So he created that header card, and it just he captured him perfectly. And if you're familiar with Ono Sam's art, he's known for vibrancy, he's known for lots of goo and gore.
Oils,
and
yeah.
It's just like, but also he makes it's like pop art. It's just this really kind of over the top, but also so satisfying. The colors and everything he uses is just so vibrant.
So in the front you have the Lurk.
Yeah, the Lurk and his little meat dog popping out there. There's our little Station City Toys logo and the Lurk here. But on the back, he designed this great Station City Toys logo. And it's just so inventive, and the colors blend perfectly, and he did such an incredible job. So this is how you will receive the Lurk.
And you can choose to keep him in the bag, but we think you should take him out of the bag and put him on display.
Yeah.
Along with that, Liam got some postcards and stickers designed. First of all, we got this amazing sticker, and it's by our friend Kane, Melbourne, as seen here. It's the design that we have for the logo. Station City Toys, Soft Vinyl Design Lab. So you can stick that wherever you want, on your skate helmet, on your school books,
Yeah.
wherever people stick stickers. And he also got this design by our pal.
Yeah, so this is by James Wynot, and again, you can find James Wynot on the Instagram. And so James is known for really highly detailed, ink-heavy, black and white, very expressive. Just the detailing is a perfect match for my sculpting, because I have an anxiety where I don't want anything smooth.
No,
I don't want any blank
smooth
spaces.
surfaces, yeah.
And so I cram details on details on details, and that's what I love in toys. And James captured it perfectly. So that's the Lurk and his little dog in the sewer.
And we have these beautiful postcards. On the back, Liam will write a little thank you. And again, the logo designed by our friend Kane. And that's all the goodies that you'll get in your little box when you purchase a Lurk. So what's next for Station City Toys? Toys, yes, plural, Liam. It's not just one toy. We've got so many toys coming away in the coming years, months. There's so much to look forward to. So first of all, we need to sell enough of this first toy, this first colorway, so we can release our next one. We've already got ready to go.
Yeah, so we wanted to keep everything exclusive and everything limited. So there will only be a limited run of this first colorway. And so the first colorway is this Toxic Glow on the base of the glow-in-the-dark soft vinyl. But from then on, we've got plans for a transparent release. But then after that, what's next? And so we've got a lot of other toys locked and loaded and ready to go, and so we're going to just keep everything limited but keep a new stream. So every year there'll be something new to look forward to.
So if you don't get your hands on the first color run of this guy, you'll have a few more chances, but then that's it.
It's gone.
We're not going to keep
retiring
making this
the
toy
Sculpt, and
forever.
it's gone.
We've only wanted to sort them out, and then that's it.
Yeah.
The Lurk is a limited fellow. He's a special guy.
Yeah. So you're probably asking yourself, how can I buy one of these little sewer gremlins?
Well, let me tell you, it's a little bit different than how you'd purchase things by walking into a store and you just slap your money down, you get any old toy. This isn't any old toy, it's the Lurk, the sewer gremlin of our dreams. So only limited numbers of them have been made. We can't make a lot of them. So you purchase them through Liam's Instagram, as seen here, through a thing called a lotto, which is very common in custom toy world. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you so, so much. We are so excited to share a little toy with you. We cannot stress to you how much money this costs to make, right? We're not making any money. This is not an income. This is not merch. This is us starting a toy company, something we've dreamed of doing, and we just want these guys to come home with you. We're so proud of what Liam has produced. It really is really good. Anyway, we've got a few people we also need to thank, along with you guys, for supporting and watching.
So, firstly, I want to thank a few creators in the local toy scene who have welcomed me in, who have shown me the ropes and talked me through the whole process, because I would be nowhere without them. So first off is Liam at ZNG Toys. You can see his Grave King here, which is just extraordinary. I also want to thank Jonathan at Trash Talk Toys, and finding that Trash Talk Toys was a local was like a mind-blowing thing, because I've followed his stuff for years, and his toys have always been a huge inspiration for me. And having him, there's just Fubbins running around, and having him welcome me in as well and show me how to, like, putting me in contact with the right people and really just guiding me through the whole process was incredible. So I want to thank Jonathan and Liam. I also want to thank Kane for designing my logo. Kane has always been a huge supporter of mine. We work together on all our early custom toys, and we will work together again. And also Sam for doing the incredible header art, James Wynot for doing the awesome art card, and also I want to thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
For the financial support, because again, soft vinyl toys are not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
But we had fun. No holiday for us.
And
no
especially
food for us.
in a recession, post-COVID.
But we did it. We made it. We made it.
Not being able to travel.
Look at this guy. Anyway, that's where we're at. We made a toy. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching and supporting us. Even if you can't purchase said toy, you have no dollies, we understand it's a recession. But if you can share a little photo of him, or just tell us that you like him, just tell us that you're proud of us because we made a gosh darn toy.
Yeah.
That's all we need from you. Alright, we love you a lot. Thank you so much for watching. And go forth, little Lurk, into the world. Bye.